Hey, and welcome to Tech Thursday. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Cassie. Oh, this is so weird without visual cues.
I know, right? So Cassie has not turned into a speaker. She is actually away because that's a more logical thing than her turning into a speaker. So Cassie, where are you coming to us from today?
I am in Millbridge at my parents' house.
Nice.
And I'm watching their cat, who is trying to get in my lap right now, and it's kind of not cool.
So we care about cats here at Breaking Even, and I'm looking for my coffee because that's important. And we thought that we would spend today, because yesterday was Earth Day. Happy belated Earth Day, everyone. We thought we would talk a little bit about earthy topics. And so did you do anything to celebrate Earth Day yesterday, Cassie? Did you plant a tree? Did you recycle some stuff?
I can't hear you that well.
Oh, okay.
It just sounds like you're really far away.
Okay. How's this? Is this a little better?
Stop.
Let me turn this up more. I had asked if you had done anything to celebrate Earth Day yesterday.
Not really. I mean, every day is Earth Day, right?
Right. It's true. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, when I moved in with Derek, like he composts, and I've never really been able to compost because I rent and I never really had much of a yard to do it in. But I was thinking that if he didn't compost, we'd throw away a lot more stuff. And what's fun about that is he really likes to garden. So all the stuff that we eat or don't eat, or actually I shouldn't say the stuff we eat. The stuff we eat ends up somewhere else. But the stuff we don't eat, it's nice that it knows it goes back in the garden, which is kind of cool. So, but I've always been kind of a recycler. And when I was in high school, I was president of our environmental club. So I've planted we used to plant like 500 trees a year, and we recycled all the school's paper. So, among other things, but those were our two big projects. So, wow. Yeah, I know. I should get back to my environmental roots. I know. I'm kind of a tree hugger. It's funny because I've turned into, I don't know, people think I'm kind of preppy or something, but I do have tree huggery roots. And here where we live, in this particular area of the world, a lot of people live here because they care about environmental quality. We live near a national park, and we have kind of a hippy-dippy college called College of the Atlantic right here in town. So lots of people are doing things, and actually there's a new business starting up here in Bar Harbor, which I think is a cool idea of. So there's some programs that will pick up your recycling residentially, but there's nothing that if you're a business, like nobody's going to come and pick up your recycling, but this new business is going to offer that. Like it's going to offer recycling pickup at your business, just so that recycling becomes as easy as just throwing it out in the trash. So I thought that was pretty neat.
It is pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought it was like a nice business idea because in this particular town, we don't pay for we don't pay a bag fee, so we can throw out as much as we want, and it's not really penalized if you throw out a lot. But I think a combination of, they're talking about introducing a bag fee here, and I think a combination of that and then businesses like this making it as easy to recycle as it is to throw stuff away, I think it'll be pretty good. So I'm pulling up our little notes here because yes, we do have notes, mainly because Cassie keeps us organized.
Oh my God.
So one of the main things, that's a really good call, that we talk about in business, and especially in our line of work, is going paperless, right? The ability of not having to print everything out, not having to generate paper to have stuff happen or to keep records or that kind of thing. So I don't know, for the first time actually, Dave Sharon, who's at CompuSalt, is one of our friends, and he suggested that we use EchoSign. And actually, Cass, you have exactly 100% more experience using this than I do.
I just think it's cool because, like, going paperless or like paperless offices seem to be, like, in the past, what is that, college, 4 I'm having issues with Mother Earth children right now. Got this cat who keeps knocking things out of my hands in an attempt to get me to pet him. He's just like headbutting me, and it's really annoying. So
That is
I'm shutting him out of the room. He's probably going to slam himself into the door until I open it back up, but he's just not being annoying. So in the past like 2 or 3 years, it seems like paperless offices has been like an ideal situation. I remember my senior year going to visit different law firms, and they were all talking about the transition with like transitions that they were making, like it was this huge up and coming thing.
Yeah.
So it seems to be, and just more and more offices are, you know, more into scanning stuff and saving it in a computer system. I think there's like, especially for like banks and law firms, I think there's a statute like they have to keep certain hard copies of things for a certain amount of time, just in case. But it's like we don't really have those same.
It's true. I mean, there's some things you're supposed to. Well, there's some things you're supposed to keep, like, so you probably noticed. So we have some binders, like that's how I keep things, because honestly, file folders make me crazy. But so we have a whole binder of payroll. So I have to keep payroll for at least a couple of years. But at a certain point, I'm allowed to sort of, I think as far back as I can be audited, which I think is 7 or 10 years or something. So my goal is to not have a lot of paper around generally. And what's annoying about paper is that whoever's, I don't know if you've ever inherited a set of files, but I certainly have. Like you get hired and you're like, oh, so-and-so had your job. Here's this box of papers, and how they organize them. What's nice about electronic filing is that you can not only name document something, but you can tag it. So like I can be like, okay, I'm going to call this document, sort of client X agreement. And I can tag it client X, Facebook, whatever. And then when you're looking through the files, you can look for everything like with that client name or with that topic or something like that, and stuff can come up. So rather than trying to decide how someone categorized in it, and you can make scannable or readable PDFs are really handy. There's a really nice, one of our clients has a bunch of PDFs on his website, and we were looking for a way that people who visited his site could search for the information they needed, and it would search the PDFs as well. And there are plugins that allow us to do that. So we're experimenting with that now, so that way if someone goes on the website and types in, water safety instructor or something, it will pull up everything related to water safety instructors that's on the site, even including stuff that's written in a PDF. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's like.
Is that the Search WP thing?
Yeah, so like, yeah, the plugin is Search WP, and this is the first time I've used it, but it seems pretty cool that, that things are a lot more searchable. I mean, we think about like, oh, if we don't have a hard copy, it's gonna be harder to find, but I think in a lot of cases, it's actually easier to find electronically if you catalog it correctly.
Yeah, works.
Yeah, so the echo sign thing,
Oh yeah, so when you need to keep, a lot of people have a hard time with like not having hard copies of signatures.
Yeah.
At least in terms of like, I'm just thinking about like my parents, for instance, or like that generation, like not having a hard copy of a signature is like.
Right, yeah.
It makes me squeamish a little.
Right, yeah. If you're signing like an important document.
But they don't have the pen and ink.
Yeah.
Pen and ink. The pen and paper. But with EchoSign, I don't know a whole lot about the whole IP thing, but EchoSign is basically an electronic signature that's more than just like type your initials in this box.
Yeah.
I believe that thing somehow.
Especially when your initials are no. Like mine are. It's a little confusing.
So would you like us to revise the agreement? Or?
No. Do you agree with the terms and conditions above? Please initial. No. No, but you're right. It's so much like, I mean, I forged my husband's signature the other day. And I was like, no one can prove really, like, I don't get how this is binding because it just felt really dumb. If they really wanted, if you want to get an electronic signature, it's nice to collect the IP address, which is what Cassie was talking about. Because even if you had somebody who was like, oh, I never signed that, if you pull it up and the IP address is their home address, it has like the